Konnichiwa, minasan. It's good to see you guys again, even if it's only virtually. Hope everybody's genki. Okay, today I thought I'd start out with something fun. Why I love Japan. As you guys know, I lived in Nihon. So Nihon ni 2年間, 2 years period, 2年間, sundeimashita. I lived. And it was wonderful. Had a great time. I learned a lot. And I made a lot of mistakes, but I also had a great time and made a lot of good friends. If you have the chance, watch an old movie called Mr. Baseball. And I think it has Tom Selleck is one of the main stars in it. He goes to Japan as a baseball player kind of reluctantly because he can't get a job playing baseball in America. He's got a problem playing well anymore, and he's a little older. And while he's in Japan, he makes every cultural mistake that you can possibly make, but he learns a lot. So, for example, if you ever go to Nihon and you're eating rice, you're eating meshi, is cooked rice, or they'll often call it gohan, which means meal. If you're eating a bowl of gohan, don't take your hashi, your chopsticks, and stick them vertically in the bowl. If you do that, you have now consummated the entire meal to the recently departed. Ik. That's how they, when somebody dies, they have a little shrine to that person to give them a gift, and they put the bowl of rice in front of the picture of the dead person, and they put chopsticks in it vertically so that somebody from the heavens could come down and feel welcome to take the chopsticks and eat the meal. Even if they don't eat it, they're presenting it. They're saying, we make it available to you. So you shouldn't eat dead people food. It's given to somebody who's already passed away. He makes that mistake. See if you can find it in the movie. Anyway, why do I love Nihon? I love Nihon because, number one, you can feel so safe there. The people are so kind. Shinsetsu. They're so kind. The hito are so shinsetsu that you can feel safe. If you lose something, you're more likely to get it back, which is pretty nice. I love Nihon because, especially in the cities, it's like downtown New York, it never closes down. You can go shopping any hours and find lots of people, lots of activities, and you can buy anything that you can imagine. Legal, of course. Amazing things, anime things, game things, electronic things, all sorts of stuff you can find there. Delicious food. And I love Japan because it's so different. Every place you look, you see something you've never seen before. You're like, what is that? And you just want to just investigate everything. Maybe living in Indiana, especially during coronavirus stay-at-home order, everything starts to look the same. You start to get a little stir-crazy. You want to get out. Little island fever, as they call it, cabin fever. And you want to leave and get out and see stuff. Well, leaving Indiana, even though I love Indiana, going to Japan, it's like refreshing. Everything is completely different, and you can discover many new things. Absolutely love that. It's an adventure every day when you're living in Nihon. So those are some reasons. Now you might notice I'm wearing something a little different. I've been wearing something different every time I've done these videos, at least I've tried to. This is a happi koto. It sounds like a happy coat, but happi, H-A-P-P-I, or in hiragana, ha chisaitsu pi, happi koto. And it's a festival coat. Festival in Nihongo is matsuri. Matsuri are amazing. It's like Indiana State Fair and Mardi Gras all in one. Fair food, dancing, music, singing, just people everywhere, energy in the air. It's a lot of fun. And a lot of people wear these, and every community has their own. It's a little different color, a little different logos on it, and it identifies their community group, and they'll practice taiko, drums. This side, what you see right there above my finger, behind my finger, is a taiko drum. That's an old one right there. And they would beat the drum to their own special music for each community. And they memorize the dance. Maybe there's a lion dance. I showed you the lion head they might dance with. So it looks a little like the Chinese dragon dance. Anyway, this is a happy koto. And right here it says, looking in the mirror when I do this, here I'm seeing the image. This is, you recognize that kanji. This way. Ichi. Ichi, ni, san. And this is ban. Ichi, ban. Actually, it's now that I look at it, it's ichi. Ichi, ban. Number one. Ichiban means number one. The best. If you like something, you say suki desu. I like candy. Ame suki desu or ame ga suki desu. It's candy that I like. Yes, you could say watashi wa ame ga suki desu. As for myself, it's candy that I like. But you could just drop the watashi wa and say ame ga suki desu. It's candy. Some people, if they're informal, they'll just say ame suki desu. They drop the particle ga. Candy, like I like candy. Ame ga suki desu is a little better. If you add the ichiban in it, ame ga ichiban, number one, suki desu means you like it the most. I like candy the most. Hey, what food do you like the most? Ame ga ichiban suki desu. What fruit, what kudamono do you like ichiban? Nan kudamono ga ichiban suki desu ka? And somebody might say, ichigo ga ichiban suki desu. I like strawberries the most. They're my favorite. Ichiban, number one, suki desu. Nan kudamono ga ichiban suki desu ka? Suika. Suika ga ichiban suki desu. It's watermelon that I like the most. Anyway, see if you can recognize these kanji, ichi and ban, number one. Later I'll ask you to identify them. You can also look it up on Google. Do a search for ichiban in Japanese, number one, or favorite, number one, most something. So let's take a look at take out your hon or your kyokasho. Kyokasho o dashite, take out, dashite kudasai. Kyokasho o hiraite kudasai. 129ページに見てください. Please take a look at 29ページ. ごめん. 129ページに見てください. So we've got a kaiwa here. A kaiwa, it says in purple right there. Kaiwa means a dialogue. Kai, to meet, and wa, to talk. Like the phone is the denwa. Denwa means to meet and den is electrical and wa is to talk. The electric talker is the denwa. This is a keitai denwa, cell phone. Anyway, so this is about what did you eat? What? Nani? Nani o tabemashita ka? What did you eat? Nani o tabemashita ka? And so I'm going to go ahead and read this kaiwa to you, and you can read along on 129 peiji while I'm reading this. So you might pause this video now and find your kyokasho. Okay, I'm assuming that you are resuming. So let's take a look. Now, first, Ken-kun is going to speak first. So Ken-kun says, 昨日7時に晩ご飯を食べました. Now, you don't know some of those words yet. Don't panic. This is just what you might recognize. You might recognize shichi. So Ken-kun says, 昨日. That's a time. I'm not going to say what yet. Yes, yesterday, today, or tomorrow. 昨日7時に at 7 時に晩ご飯. Now, you know gohan means meal or rice. 7時に晩ご飯を食べました. Now read that first line again one more time. Ken-kun says, 昨日7時に晩ご飯を食べました. Emi-san replies, 晩ご飯に何を食べましたか? Ken-kun in the third line says, カレーライスを食べました. And Emi-san, she asks another shitsumon, and she says, 今日朝ごはんに何を食べましたか? Ken-kun says, 何も食べませんでした. 何も食べませんでした. Now, last week we learned that, I think you learned last week that the negative form, is of tabemas is tabemasen, not eat. And nanimo is nothing. Nanimo tabemasen deshita. Deshita makes it past tense, I didn't eat. And then he continues on, でも、お昼ご飯にピザを食べました. Okay, so now we probably only understood a little bit of that. That's fine. But let's take a look at the bunkei. The bunkei is the sentence pattern, okay? And at the bottom of this, oops, there we go. The bottom it says person wa, a general time, and X means that you don't need to put any particle there. For the meal, you need particle ni, meaning like for dinner, for lunch, or at lunch, or for it, basically. And then you say the food or You can say the drink instead, but the food, o, and then you say you ate it, tabemashita. If you're using drink, you would say, what's the verb for drink? Do you remember from last time? Like tea, ocha o nomimasu, past tense, nomimashita. I ate pizza, pizza o tabemasu. What's past tense? Pizza o tabemashita. I ate pizza. So the pattern basically, you start out just like English, ask for the person. Ask for myself, ask for the teacher, you say the person, particle wa. Ask for the teacher, sensei wa. And then you say for the time, like yesterday, today, or tomorrow. If it's a general time, like today or tomorrow, you don't need a particle. Here's a way to think of that. For English, when we're saying you watch something at 7 o'clock, you would say at 7 o'clock. At is the particle for 7 o'clock in English, at 7 o'clock. But how about when you say like tomorrow, I'm going to meet my friend tomorrow. Do you say I'm going to meet my friend at tomorrow? No, you just say tomorrow. You don't need an at because tomorrow is a general time. It's not something you say like at 3 o'clock, at 7 o'clock. So for a general time like tomorrow, you don't need at. You don't need a particle. But for Japanese, when you're using a specific time like at 7 o'clock, the particle for at is ni. So you'd say the time ni, the time at. 7 o'clock, ni. Okay, so let's take a look at our new tango. Now, if you want to look on this page, we're on 130ページ. And on 130ページ, we've got, starting with the top left, we've got ichiban for yesterday is kino. Not kino, but kinou. Kinou, yesterday. Please read the red. That's what you should read. Don't read the romaji. Number 2, for today, you've heard this every single day. When I start class, I say, today's student leader as for, I say, kyo, particle no, kyo no, seito leader wa dare desu ka? As for today's student leader, who is it? Kyo no, today's seito, student leader wa dare, who, dare desu ka? Kyo is today. So, kino, yesterday. Kyo, today. And tomorrow is ashita. Ashita. Notice you can say ashita or ashita. You sound cooler if you say ashita. It just sounds more like I'm gonna go rather than I'm going to go home now, which is kind of nerdy. They say ashita. Anyway, those are the 3 general times. You don't say at today, at tomorrow, at yesterday. You say today, tomorrow, yesterday. When did you eat breakfast? Oh, yesterday. I ate breakfast. Not at, just yesterday. So you say the general time yesterday and no particle. That's why they use an X for that to say there's nothing there. Okay, so for yonban, number 4, go ahead and repeat after me. Even though it's silly to say it out loud, repeat after me for morning. Asa. Asa. Asa means morning. Now, if gohan means meal, can you guess what meal asa gohan is? Asa gohan is breakfast, morning meal. Asa gohan. Okay, for goban, for number 5. Now, noon is hiru. Hiru. You can say ohiru to make it nicer, honorable noon, ohiru. And gohan means meal. So if you say ohiru gohan, noon meal, what meal would that be? Yes, it's lunch. Ohiru gohan, or just hiru gohan if you want to shorten it. But it's nicer to say o in front of it. Optional. Okay, so for rokuban, they mention evening is ban. Now, we learned how to say hello, and I greeted you this way. I said konnichiwa. Kon is now. One way to say now. There's 2 ways, ima and kon. Konnichiwa means now, day, as for. Kon, now. Nichi, day, wa, as for. If we want to say now evening as for good evening, you'd say konban wa. Konban wa. Not, by the way, it's not konnichiwa, it's konnichiwa, because kon is the first word, and ban, konban wa or konnichiwa, they both begin with kon. So, if ban is evening, and gohan is meal, what meal would ban gohan be? Ban gohan, actually, if you skip down, it's number 11, is dinner. So actually, take a look at number yon again. Number yon, asa, morning, and then skip down to number ku, number 9. Number 9 is asa, gohan, morning meal. So number goban, number 5, hiru is lunch, or noon, hiru, and the next one, ju, number 10, is ohiru. Gohan is evening meal. Now, they put gohan in parentheses, but usually they would have the gohan in there. Sometimes people say, ohiru, for what do you want to have for noon? But they mean hiru gohan, and usually that's better to say ohiru gohan. And then the last one, roku, we just did, ban is evening. That's the same as is ju ichi, number 11, ban gohan, evening meal. So those all work together. And by the way, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you know that Gohan is one of the characters' names. Another one is Pan, is bread. Gohan is kind of like saying meal or cooked rice. And that's what they're using that for. Asa, morning, Gohan, meal. Or Hiru, noon, Gohan, meal. So number 12, Juniban. This is the one that was in the Kaiwa. If you're going to say, I didn't eat anything, I didn't see anything, I didn't go anywhere, they use this pattern, number 12. Basically, you say what, nani, and then you add mo. Mo can mean also. Like, watashi is me. Watashi wa, as for me. Watashi mo, me too. If you say watashi mo, me too. But if you say nani mo, it's kind of like what also. And then if you use a negative verb, it's like nothing. What also didn't eat? What also didn't drink? Where also didn't go? By using a who, what, why, when, where, how word with mo and a negative verb, it makes it didn't eat anything, didn't go anywhere, didn't drink anything. So I'm thinking about maybe making that a bonus only. Nothing you have to know, number 12. But you should know how to say all of the rest of these up to number 11 for sure. And on the right page, some more food. What's not to love about food? If you go to Nihon, tabemono is one of the best things to explore. There's so many kinds of delicious tabemono in Nihon. Really good stuff. You'd never, ever have even tried such delicious food as if you go to Japan. You can try the street food. They have that grilled barbecue chicken. It's sizzling and popping on the little skewers, little sticks right over the charcoal. Smoke is coming up and you smell that sizzling barbecued meat and you just have to get it for like $1 and you get 3 on a stick. It is so worth it. So anyway, so looking on page Hyaku Sanjuichi 131, we've got, go ahead and repeat after me for each of these. For box lunch, bento, or honorable box lunch, obento. Obento is just a box lunch. People will bring these out to a picnic, to work, or to school sometimes. It's just a box lunch. Okay, so for number Niban, the additional vocabulary, there are 2 ways to say rice ball. The old style way they list here first is omusubi. Omusubi. And then the newer style, which is there's a slash, and then they've got that second word there, is onigiri. We made onigiri. We made onigiri. Onigiri o tsukurimashita. We made it. So it's just where you make the hot rice and you put a little water in your hands on your te and add some shio, some salt, and then you put the hot the meishi and you pack it into a little thing and you put the little nori on the outside and you can eat it. Okay, so for sanban, optional, go ahead and repeat after me for ramen noodles. Ramen. Ramen. Do you remember in the corner of the classroom we had the red ramen noodle lantern hanging by the door and it said ra-men, kind of vertically, ra-men. Anyway, ramen comes from China. That's why it's in katakana, because ramen was developed in China. Fun fact, that noodles, the first noodles in the world came from China. In fact, Italy, which is so famous for pasta, the person who brought it wasn't Marco Polo, it was Matteo Ricci. He went to China and he brought ramen back to Italy. And of course, he changed it and they ended up making spaghetti from it and that kind of thing. But before that point in time, just soggy, dried crusts, and they would pour milk over it. That was all they called noodles. It's basically cereal with cereals. So anyway, so now just for fun, do you remember what this kanji says right here? Oops. Ichiban, number one, or the best. I like something the most. Ichiban suki desu. So please remember that for the quiz, okay? For number two, freebie. Number two, the answer is B, to be, or not to be. So for the quiz, choose B for number two. For Sanban, make sure that you know how to say today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Especially if we talk about today's student leader. 今日の生徒リーダーは誰ですか is who, but 今日 today の生徒リーダーは誰ですか 今日 is today. All right, now I'll break this up with a quick little story. I'm wearing a happy koto, and true story, one day I was riding my jitensha, just riding on my jitensha along, and then I heard some taiko being played. There it is. Nope, there it is up there. I heard some taiko being played. And I was like, what is this? Well, I kind of parked my jitensha and I followed it up to this little community house, old style Japanese house, the kind of have gravel and then they've on the ground, and then they've got like the wooden poles and the platform up higher up, and you step up into it, and they've sliding doors, and there was a bunch of guys that were playing some taiko there, mostly men, and there were some children that were playing taiko. Actually, the children were mostly doing the lion dance and practicing, and they were doing some taiko as well. And I was watching them, kind of peeking, and one of them saw me. I was like, oh, I got to run away. He's like, no, come here. And they called me in, and I watched them, and they let me try. And when they're all over, they're like, hey, have some refreshments and have some snacks. And I made some great friends. It's a simple memory, but I really bonded and made some great friends, had some good experiences. Ended up playing taiko with them and doing the lion dance later during the fall festival, the Aki Matsuri. What is Matsuri again? Do you remember that? Festival. This is the happy koto, and it's worn during Matsuri, during the time when they're playing taiko. All right, so the answer to number 5, make sure you know that ban is evening, as in konbanwa, or as in ban gohan. Make sure you know that one for number 5. Okay, number 6. I'm giving out answers. Number 6, make sure you know that box lunch is obento. Obento, or just bento is box lunch. Okay, number 7, I'm giving out the answer to number 7. It's D. The answer to number 7 is D. Okay, and let's do some of the rest of these. Let's see, we've got on page 131 peiji, Yonban is udon. Udon is a thick white wheat noodle. It's almost about as thick as an enpitsu. It's about as thick as an enpitsu, and they're square because they roll out almost like a pizza dough, and they take sometimes they fold it up, roll it up, and then they cut it. And then when you unravel it, you get these long noodles, and because it was rolled flat on the top and it's flat on the bottom, when you cut it this way, you end up with a square noodle in the cross section. If you cut it and you look at it, it's like a little square, it's flat and boxy kind of thing. It's udon. And they're a little chewy, and they're yummy, and they come with a great dashi broth, and they're delicious. So udon, famous in where I lived in Kagawa Prefecture. In fact, Kagawa Prefecture in Sanuki the old name is Sanuki. If you buy a package of frozen udon noodles, almost anywhere in the world, in hiragana, it almost always has the words Sanuki written on it. Sanuki is the old name of Kagawa Prefecture. Famous udon noodles. Okay, for goban, most people's favorite food in America is pizza. Pizza is just pizza. Number roku, hotdog, hot dog. Number nanaban, repeat after me if you want, hanbaga. Or actually, hanbaga. There's a dash after the ba and the ga to make it long. Not hambaga, but hanbaga, hamburger. For number hachiban, it used to be a different word, but now they say suteiki. Fish. When we were watching Totoro, we saw, oh, they looked down in the water and said, ah, hora, check it out, sakana, there's a fish. And you learned the word sakana. Why should you know sakana? Because Nihon is surrounded by the ocean. What is ocean, sea or ocean again? Umi. There's a lot of umi all around Nihon. So they have a lot of fresh sakana that, of course, live in the umi. Okay, for number Juban, Mateorichi brought the first noodles back from Chugoku, China, and they were probably ramen, but when they got to Italy, they made spaghetti. Or actually, spaghetti. Okay, for number Juichiban, repeat after me for sushi, sushi. Nothing more than that, except sometimes you can add o in front of it and say, o sushi, honorable sushi. One of my favorite foods is juniban. Juniban, number 12, is tempura. Now, it's written tempura, but they'll often pronounce it tempura. Because it's easier to say an M sound before doing the P sound. So tempura. Otherwise, you're like tempura. Your mouth has to open and close too many times. Tempura just kind of flows out. Tempura, what is it? It's lightly breaded Japanese vegetables and shrimp. And they take the batter and they dip the shrimp in it, or the vegetables in green peppers and onions. If you've ever eaten onion rings, that's a form of tempura. It's just onion rings dipped in batter, deep fried. And they take them out before they get too soggy, and they don't burn them too much, just right, when the breading is kind of fluffing out just right. And you can, when they're still hot, dip them in a light a broth that they've got and eat it when it's still hot. It's oishii, delicious. Tempura. So one more is Jusanban for 13 is kare rice. Curry rice is famous in Nihon, but it's not actually from Nihon. Actually, kare, curry, comes from India. And it was I believe the British sailors, who were pretty healthy on their ships, and they were eating a lot of beef and curry and vegetables. And the Japanese, when they were going in the Navy and spending a lot of time in the boats, they were getting sick because they weren't getting the right vitamins and nutrients that they needed on ships. But once they figured out, hey, we need a better balance for our meals, instead of just eating rice only, they put curry with the rice, and they made curry rice. It became popular in Japan because of that, actually. So they actually didn't eat much beef before that, and the curry kind of covered up what they thought was a strong flavor of beef, because the Japanese like a mild flavor, which is ironic because curry can be spicy, but not Japanese curry. Anyway, go to repeat for me for curry rice. Kare rice. So, all right. Now, down at the bottom of Hyaku Sanjuichi page, in dark blue, is your read, listen, speak. Read these sentences in Nihongo. Do you know how to write what bento is and unagi? So look at those. See if you can read those now. Pause this here and then read these two. Okay? So the first one, let's read it together. Taitei, usually. Taitei, bento o tabemasu. What are they saying? Taitei, bento. Or you could say obento. Vocabulary word, box lunch. Usually, box lunch. Tabemasu, I eat. Hi, and the second one? Ooh, there's two kanji there. The first one, do you recognize that? Do you remember that now is the house of the katakana Ra? Remember that katakana Ra we were showing? Now is the house of Ra. Means now. Ima. Ima. And the second kanji is sun. Nichi. But if you put now and day together, how do you say now day? As in, ooh, today. Oh, new vocabulary word. Today's student leader is Kyo. Kyo no seito leader wa dare desu ka? Kyo is today. So you could pronounce that kyo and say kyo. Oh, hiru gohan. Hiru, noon. Gohan, meal. So today, hiru gohan ni for hiru gohan, unagi o tabemashita. You probably don't know unagi, but look at that bowl. Do you see what looks like kind of a kind of a sakana barbecued fish? It's
kind of got a sauce on it, like a sweet barbecue-ish, kind of smoky. It's been grilled over smoky charcoal, and it's got a sweetness to it. It's so good. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. And if you heard what it was, you might go, ooh, it's actually grilled barbecued eel. Eel's not a snake. It's just a fish, okay? So if you like, if it's satisfying, if you like when you're really hungry, okay, cucumber, celery, carrots, not going to cut it, all right? You drink some water when you're hungry. It doesn't really fill you up as well as something meaty like a greasy cheese pizza with just delicious, juicy cheese. That's more satisfying. Have you ever had Church's chicken or KFC when the grill, the barbecue on the outside, it's just greasy, that satisfying flavor? That's what unagi or eel tastes like when it's barbecued. It's very, very, it's kind of a little bit oily to it, like fish or like pizza or fried chicken, and smokiness and sweet at the same time, and tender, flaky fish meat inside. It's really good. And it's called unagi. So, today, hirugohan ni for noon meal, unagi o tabemashita. I ate eel, assuming it's grilled and barbecued. So, all right. So what I would like you to do for, I almost forgot to give out a couple more answers. So for number 8 is going to be one of those optional vocabulary. It's one of my favorites. And it might be also fried. And for number 9, answer is C. Make sure you choose C in the multiple choice for number 9. All right? If you're not watching this whole video, you have no idea what kind of wacky question that is. And you'll be like, Sensei, what is this question? I don't understand this. And I'd be like, did you watch the video? You might even want to rewatch this video again while you're practicing your new words and phrases, or at least parts of it, and make sure you got all those answers. Now, I would suggest that you actually do hyaku sanju ni peiji. You read the stuff about grammar, okay, time words, general time without particle. We talked about this. Like, you don't say at today, you say at 3 o'clock. You don't say at tomorrow. It's a general time, today, tomorrow, yesterday. Meet me when? At 3 o'clock. Meet me when? Tomorrow. When tomorrow? Yes. What do you mean? Tomorrow, it's too general. You need a specific time. Oh, at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Then you need the at. So general time doesn't need a particle at, no particle ni. But at 3 o'clock needs particle ni. So read that. Take a look at some of those examples. There's a chance for you to choose some correct particles here. Do a little practice. It doesn't take long to do this, all right? One of your multiple choice questions might be using particles, whether it's a general particle or not. So make sure you can do that. And then for lunch or for dinner, for breakfast, this part right here talks about using particle ni. So instead of saying at 3 o'clock, say at breakfast, or for breakfast, particle ni. Breakfast, particle ni. I ate pizza. I ate sushi for that. So check that out. All right, minasan, one last thing. Why do I love Nihon? Can you buy strawberry Kit Kats in America? How about strawberry cheesecake Kit Kats? How about rum raisin, dark chocolate banana? How about brandy orange Kit Kats? Can't get those. Only in Nihon. So study your Nihongo. Learn as much as you can. Go on the internet. Do some searches for Japanese culture. Always watch what you search for, because you want to make sure you're searching for appropriate things. But Japan is it's a wonderful place to explore. So many amazing foods, so many amazing anime and shows to watch and things to learn. So study now, and you will be rewarded later with having a chance to learn more and see more and try more, as opposed to just being stuck at home. さあ、コロナバイルスがちょっとダメですね. It's no fun being at home during coronavirus time. So, anyway, one last thing. You may want to also take a look at the Bunka Noto on 135 page. Lunch and dinner in Nihon. Look at the barbecued chicken. Yaki, barbecued or grilled. Remember we ate yaki soba, fried buckwheat noodles. Yaki tori, fried bird or barbecued chicken. All sorts of things. And this looks like sakana right there. Sakana. And that's probably Udon noodles, I'm guessing. So yeah. Or is it just spaghetti? Probably just spaghetti, but udon might be thicker. Anyway, so read a little bit about lunch and dinner in Nihon, okay? And on the next page, there is a menu. Maybe we can talk about that soon. See if you can read some of these. When you get a menu, there's going to be kanji that you might not be able to read. You can guess by context if you can sound at some of the other words, okay? By the way, this one right there is yaki, okay? That first one, yaki. And this one is fish. How do you say fish in Nihongo? Sakana, right? So, and you might say, oh, it's only 880 yen. Take off or move the decimal point 2 points to the left, and you get $8.80 for that meal. It's not bad for a dinner, fish, grilled fish meal. Anyway, Minasan, it has been fun doing this little video for you. Good work, yoku dekimashita. Only about 35 minutes. I hope you enjoyed yourself a little bit. Please take care of yourself. Kyotsukete kudasai. Take care. And I will see you on Thursday. You will have, or even if I don't see you, you'll have some kind of assessment, whether it's a Kahoot like last time, or just a little multiple choice thing on Canvas, one or the other, to make sure that you know those questions that we've been going over. Look over the vocabulary. Look over the kaiwa. As a matter of fact, you may read the kaiwa again and see if it makes more sense to you. Now, oops, the wrong kaiwa. On page hyaku nijuku page. There we go. So take a look at this kaiwa and read it again. See if it makes more sense now that we've learned that kino, means a day of the week. Which is it? Today, tomorrow, yesterday. Kino. Yesterday. Kyo. Nowadays. Today. Kyo no seitorira wa. And tomorrow. Ashita. Tomorrow. So you can reread that and see if it makes a little more sense. All right, minasan. Sayonara.